Assalamu alaikum, ladies, and welcome to our first episode of Big Sis Spills the Tea, a podcast where we keep it real and give your aunties something to talk about. My name is Anisa. I am the founder of Covered Marketplace. And here I've got with me Mariam.
Hi, I'm Mariam. I am the social media manager for Covered Marketplace, and I'm a content creator, UGC creator, etc., many things.
So I hope you've got your tea ready or whatever drink you like. I've got my protein shake today because I actually went to the gym today. What have you got, Mariam?
I've got my iced latte with hazelnut sugar-free.
Oh, nice. Okay, so get cozy, because today we want to talk about how Covered Marketplace started and a little bit of more of an insight of me as a founder. Let's get started. I'm excited for our first podcast.
So let's start talking about how Covered Marketplace started and what really piqued interest for you for the first time. What was the moment that sparked the idea for Covered Marketplace? Was it like one moment or was it building over time?
So about 2 to 3 years ago, well, to be honest, I've been working with modest fashion brands for a while and I was always into fashion. But I wouldn't say there was a specific moment, but I always felt like the modest fashion industry needed something more. So about 2 to 3 years ago, I started coming up with ideas for the Covered Marketplace. And at that time, there weren't that many modest fashion brands. And it was before COVID. You know, after COVID, a lot of changes happened and the way people were shopping changed. A lot of brands came about after COVID. So it changed a lot.
Yeah.
But before COVID, there were less modest fashion brands. And I'd be working with them in a way like with the designs, the manufacturing, content creation, and sort of like behind the scenes work. And I realized that most of these brands, if they weren't making content all the time, like they weren't making sales, and it was like a revolving cycle. So I thought there has to be more. It can't just be designing an abaya, selling it, and the customer receiving it.
So there was basically like an ecosystem that was missing, and every modest fashion brand had their personal ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly.
So they couldn't bring it to one place.
Yeah, I always felt like there has to be more. It can't just be like buying and selling, you know.
Yeah, agree. So what was the very first steps that you took from, having this idea? Like what was the first thing you did when you thought that, okay, now I need to start working on it since?
Yeah. So, the first, process was actually making the website, which actually lasted for a very long time. And it was one of the biggest challenges, as I overcame like a lot of hurdles. But the first step I took was actually purchasing the domain because I didn't want anyone else to take the name. I didn't want anyone else to take the name Covered. Actually, at that time, it was Covered Edit. As I wanted to be quite editorial. And then, I changed it to Covered Marketplace later down the line. Because I felt it was a more appropriate name. But that was the first step I took, was the domain, getting the website, and then finding a developer to actually create the website and create that system. It took around 3 years to make the website.
And in these 3 years, did you ever feel like, okay, maybe like not follow through with what you initially wanted?
No, not really, because I'm the kind of person that when I make a decision, I get the job done. So there was no like ever doubt that I'm going to finish it. I'm not going to continue. But the first developers didn't quite get my concept. The design wasn't how I wanted it to be. The system wasn't really working very smoothly. And then I went to another set of developers, said that they would help me to, get it back on track, but they didn't really do that. And now, alhamdulillah, I found a group of young individuals who are like working really hard behind the scenes to get the website up to scratch.
Wow, that's amazing. So let's get into something that's a little bit more personal to you. How did your personal journey with Modest Fashion, like I get that you were working with them for a long time, but that's more personal to you. How did fashion and faith play into this idea?
So, I've always been into fashion from a very young age. Like, I don't know if my millennials remember Dina Tokyo. I don't know. Do you know who
Yeah,
she
I know.
is?
That was the first, like, I used to watch her layering videos to wear hijab.
Yeah. So I used to watch her all the time. And I remember she would do like competitions and I'd force my sister to dress up and put her in like electric blue outfits, which wasn't her style, but like I'd force her to dress up and like enter these competitions. And then
I didn't know about her competitions that much, but I used to watch her videos.
It was on Facebook, I remember.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't used to use Facebook ever.
Yeah, I was like the OG Dina Tokyo, you know. So I always used to watch her. And I loved fashion always. And like being part of a Muslim household anyway, like Islam was always a big part of my life. Like every day I would go to madrasa, you know, and it was always there, and I always recognized the importance of faith and the closeness to Allah. And then entrepreneurship also was with me from a young age, you could say, because even in school, I used to like trade my toys.
Really?
And then when I was about 12, 13, I self-taught myself how to do henna. And then I would make money doing henna for brides and for wedding parties. And then in my school summer holidays, I would make like canvases and sell them. With like ayahs from the Quran, with my like henna designs in painting. So I feel like, I've always had that like entrepreneurial spirit, I guess.
Yeah. So when you started Covered Marketplace, did your friends and family, were they very supportive of the idea, or did you start it in secret in the beginning?
Well, to be honest, I didn't really share the concept with many people. I just really got started on my own. And, the thing is, before I had like another personal Instagram account, but to be honest, probably the people that knew me before 2024 don't even know that I'm doing this.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I had a big shift. And then I started, the Covered Edit Instagram page first. And then I just started building that. And, a few family and friends, I did mention it to, and they were supportive. No one was really negative, but, I had made the decision that I wanted to start this. So
I think it's always that if you really believe in something, you don't always find people, even if they're supportive, you don't really find them as passionate as you.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you really don't believe in the idea, it can discourage you when the next person isn't as passionate, but then you don't always find
no one really put doubts in my mind. But building it, I did it on my own.
Yeah, I think that's how it usually is. So what was your first big win that made you feel like, you know, this could actually grow?
Well, I was in London at the time, and I went to a few like fashion events, and I shared the concept with a few people, and the reaction would always be the same. Like I would say, I want to build the ASOS of modest fashion, and the reaction will always be like, wow, we really need something like that, you know, and that would really like make me feel confident that it's going to work. And, inshallah, you know, we would grow it, and, it would get to the place where it needs to be, because there is a need out there.
So it seems like modest fashion to you is not just about clothes, it's also very personal to you. And why do you think modest fashion is more than just clothes for you?
Well, I think it's your identity. It's like how you represent yourself to the world. Like when we go out, people recognize us as Muslims because of our hijab, the way we carry ourselves, the way we dress. And it doesn't really need like a big explanation, to be honest. And it's a simple answer. It's just because faith told us to be, like Allah told us to be modest. So it's as simple as that. Like, and a lot of things go back to that. Like I always remember with my granddad, like someone at school once asked me, like, why do you fast? And I asked my granddad, like, how do I answer that question? And he said to me, just tell them because Allah told you to. And that always stuck with me until now. And I always remember that. So it's the same thing with modesty. I think for how we carry ourselves.
Just being a Muslim, clothes is not just about fashion and what you wear for you. Just being a Muslim, not just a Muslim woman, even like. So what makes Covered Marketplace different from a regular shopping platform, like such as say ASOS?
So, with Covered Marketplace, everything comes back to faith. Like I always want to bring it back to faith because like I said, it's simple. Like faith told us to be modest. So that's why we're modest. But it doesn't mean as women, we can't experiment. We can't feel good within ourselves. And, there's so many modest fashion brands out there that people don't know about that have actually found solutions to the problems that we have when we shop. Like for example, prayer dresses. They don't need to be like, you know, like the things that we used to see our aunties wearing, you know, like they can feel nice because actually when we speak to Allah, we should feel good about ourselves. Not just like before I used to just put on my robe and just pray just because it covers me, you know. And like if you were meeting an important person, you wouldn't dress like that, would you? So like there's so many brands that have actually created beautiful prayer dresses, for example. They've found solutions to like abayas or like co-ord sets. And we need to know about them.
Agree.
So that's why I created Covered Marketplace, to have one place where modest girls could shop and find exactly what they're looking for themselves, for the male members of their family, and for their kids. Inshallah.
Amazing. So it seems like, you know, Covered Marketplace is something that you want to be, inshallah, very big. So the vision is quite big, mashallah. So, how do you think that you would balance, being inclusive? So, you know, different modesty levels, people should not feel too intimidated, but also at the same time, you know, different cultures, faceless creators, global brands, etc.
So initially, actually, I wanted the platform to be 100% faceless. But then I realized that it'd be really hard to be like inclusive of everyone because everyone's on their own journey. And even for me, being faceless is not just a religious factor, to be honest. So throughout the years, I've built on my closeness with Allah, and I didn't want Covered Marketplace just to be about the aesthetics. I wanted it to be more about the meaning behind it, and not just what you see on the outside, the outer appearance. And also living in Dubai, I realized that there's so many people coming from like expats like us, that are bringing different ideas to Dubai and the UAE and the Middle East in general. So I wanted it to be inclusive of everyone, and just I realized that everyone's on their own journey. And to be honest, even though we're all on our own journey, we're all kind of heading in the same direction.
I agree. And I think Dubai is the best place to be when it comes to, that inclusivity, because you have so much exposure with different cultures, different people.
So many different people.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about our first pop-up event, for Covered Marketplace. That was in Al-Sarqa.
Yeah.
What was the story behind it? So a little bit like behind the scenes. How did it start? How did we plan it? And for this, I think I can also pitch in a lot more.
Yeah, because you also played a huge role. We were both running around like headless chickens. But Alhamdulillah, the event turned out amazing. And it was actually like so amazing to see that all the hard work that we put into it came together. I mean, the preparation was full on, but Alhamdulillah, it was amazing. And remember when we saw everything come together, it actually felt quite emotional.
I teared up.
It actually felt quite emotional to see everything come together, because it was like months of preparation.
And I think beforehand we were focused very much on like, the aesthetics of it, the logistics of it, etc. But when we added like that aspect of the panel talk as well, that was really what was the heart of the event, and I'm really glad that we did that.
I'm really glad we did that, because overall the feedback that we got from the attendees was so heartwarming. Everyone felt so warm. They loved the environment, and the fact that we were able to raise those conversations was amazing.
It was quite a community-driven experience. And I think a lot of the women who were here, they're also looking for these kind of conversations, because you think that, just being in Dubai and it's a Muslim country, it's a lot easier to just, tap into that modesty. And I would say, maybe in a way it is easier, but also I think it's not very community focused. So people who are on their journeys, with different things, but including modesty as well, they really need that space to talk about it and find people who are going through similar journeys.
Because even you think that like Dubai is a Muslim country, but it depends on how you live. You can get access to anything here. It's literally on your fingertips. Like even living in the UK, because I was born in the UK and raised there, because Islam is not everywhere, you tend to make more of an effort to reach out.
I've seen that time and time again with a lot of like family members, although I don't have first-hand experience.
Whereas here, like the masjid could be downstairs and you'll be too lazy to go because it's literally normal to you.
Definitely agree with that. So what was, you would say, like the most funniest or chaotic moment at the event? Do you think anything went wrong?
Well, remember the window stickers?
Oh, yeah.
We put so much effort to designing the graphics, the stickers, getting them produced and all of that. And then on the day that completely flopped, it was a big fail.
I know.
And the production team were trying to get it all ready in time. And then in the end, we just had to make the decision just to let it go and let it be. And we're not going to do stickers.
But we still got a lot of, through like goodie bags and stuff, we still got a lot of stickers around on social media. A lot of people posting them.
Remember when behind the scenes, like behind the stage, when the team was like literally cutting each one by one?
True. So, let's look into going forward, for the Covered Marketplace. Where do you see Covered Marketplace in, say, like the next year or the next 3 to 5 years as well?
So the long-term vision with the Covered Marketplace is to hold more of like an exhibition style event, like once a year on a larger scale. I don't know if you're aware, but in UK we have the Muslim Shopping Festival, and it's a huge event, and people come from all over. They feature their brands, like you can shop, there's like speeches, there's entertainment for kids, all sorts of things. It's such a nice family environment. So I want to bring a similar sort of concept here to the UAE. And also I think it will be an amazing opportunity for international and local brands of all genres, not just fashion, to be in one place.
Yeah.
And so that we actually know what's out there.
Exactly. I think that's the biggest thing, when it comes to the marketplace as well, that just for modest fashion, it's really hard to find everything in one place.
Yeah.
And, you know, when it comes to the platform itself, I think that's going to be a huge, revolution in the modest fashion industry, inshallah.
Because I have many brands coming to me like that create books for children, like that do unique prayer mats.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many different ideas and concepts that we can incorporate into our lifestyle.
Agree. So if you had someone come to you and they asked you for some advice, if they want to start, like, say, something in modest fashion, what would you tell them?
I would just say, just do it. Just get started. Make the decision, make that commitment, and just get started.
It's usually that first step that you don't know what to do, where to start, because it's quite overwhelming.
Yeah, you just have to start.
Yeah, like maybe just make your social media page for now. Start interacting with
brands.
Yeah,
exactly. Like everything starts with the idea, and then it's just doing 100%. It. It's like there's no special formula. Like it's just a consistency. And even on the days where you don't feel like getting up, just get up.
Yeah. Like 100% agree.
I think you can relate to that as well.
Very much. So, before we wrap up and get to our quick fire questions round, I just have one more question for you that's a little more personal as well. What is one thing that people don't see behind the Instagram post that you're posing?
I think it's just how I juggle everything. I'm basically like here, there, and everywhere. Like when my kids are at school, I'm just like trying to get everything done.
Yeah.
It's like I'm working under time pressure.
I witnessed that.
So, and then when I get home, I just want to hibernate, but I have children to feed and take care of, so I can't hibernate. And sometimes when they're like literally on top of me, I'm like, I just need time to breathe. But yeah, just juggling everything really. And, the planning, because even each post for me, like I'm a millennial, I'm not part of the Gen Z generation. So like Mariam knows that I need to plan everything. Without my content planner, I'm lost. So like I need to plan everything. Like there's a whole thought process that goes through every post. But yeah, and even my kids, like my son, he sometimes like imitates me when I'm taking content and covering my face. He like imitates the faceless poses. But then it's cute because on my whiteboard, I have like a whiteboard in my room to like jot down my to-do list. That's so another like millennial thing. But yeah, sometimes he like writes cute messages on there, like, you can do it, mom.
Oh,
like,
that's so adorable.
Keep going, keep it up. Yeah, and that like, that's really nice. So, yeah.
That's amazing. Really. So let's move to the quick fire questions round. Okay. One of my favorite parts now. Should I start when you're ready?
Go on, I'm ready.
Okay. Latte or matcha?
Sorry, matcha girls, but I'm more of a latte person.
Abaya or hoodie?
Abaya, because it makes me feel really elegant.
Okay. In person or online shopping?
Online these days.
Flats or heels?
Heels, because it also makes me feel confident.
Okay. Black abaya or neutral tones?
Neutral tone.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that. TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram for sure. TikTok stresses me out.
Me too. Minimalist or statement accessories?
I'm a bit of both, but I have to choose one, so say statement.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that. Early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings.
Yeah. Desert cafe or city mall day?
Desert cafe.
Okay. Kimono layering or maxi coat layering?
Maxi coat.
All right. Hijab in chiffon or modal?
Modal.
Okay. Shopping solo or with friends?
With friends.
Favorite modest wardrobe staple, wide leg pants or maxi skirt?
It's hard. I like both of them. Let's say maxi skirts.
Okay. Coffee shop work or home office work?
Coffee shop because it's more productive.
Okay. Gold jewelry or solo jewelry?
Gold.
Mall runs or local souk finds?
Local souk finds, even though you might think I'm a mall person.
No, I agree, 100%. One modest staple you can't live without?
Maxi dresses.
Okay, that's cute. All right, and the final one, describe modest fashion in one word.
Empowering.
Oh, that's perfect. All right, that's it. So thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of Big Sis Spills the Tea. We really hope you enjoyed getting a closer look into how Covered Marketplace started, the challenges we face, and the bigger vision that we're working towards. If this resonated with you, make sure to follow us on
Instagram at Covered Marketplace, CVRDMarketplace. Check out our website, www.coveredmarketplace.com, to see the brands and community that we're building together. And of course, we'd love to hear from you. So share your thoughts, tag us, or even drop us a message with what you'd like to hear in the next episode. Until next time,
that's it from your big sis. See you next time, inshallah. Bye.